Hi there, and thanks for joining me for another Guitar Quick Tips video. In this video I'd like to discuss something that I'm asked about all the time, which is developing a guitar practice routine. Now this can be quite a big subject, so in this short Quick Tips video I'd just like to share with you two ways that you could probably improve your guitar practice routine. And the first one is, when you're practicing, try to divide the time into smaller chunks to get bigger results. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you take lessons, you probably get a teacher that tells you, oh, you need to practice at least an hour, maybe 2 or 3 hours a day, and if you're a music college student, 6, 7 or 8 hours a day. And this can seem like a very daunting thing, especially if you've got quite a busy life and you think, how the heck am I going to get, an hour or 2 hours practice time a day? And the answer is to do small chunks at a time. And this is exactly how I practice and many other musicians practice. But when I first started and someone said, oh, you've got to practice 2 hours a day, I used to think that you had to get a guitar and literally just sit there for 2 hours straight. And I don't know anybody who can actually practice that way. And that's probably because I think the average human's attention span is about 20 minutes. So what I recommend doing is when you're practicing, try to do short bursts of 15 or 20 minute practice sessions, then have a break. Go get a coffee, go on the computer, come back and do another 15 or 20 minutes. If you do that, you'll make a lot more progress than trying to practice for 2 hours at once by far, or at least in my experience anyway. So that's the first point. The second point is about group practice sessions. Sometimes when you mention practicing, it can seem like a very isolated thing. When you say practice room, you can kind of think of like this dark small room at the end of a corridor, with one chair and a kind of wobbly light bulb and no windows. And a practice room doesn't have to be something that's so isolated. It can actually be a group thing. And probably the biggest improvements I've made in my playing have been through group practice sessions with other guitar players, bass players, saxophone players. In fact, I used to get together with another guitarist once every week for about 6 months, and we'd do sight reading duets together. I teach him a new song, he teach me a new song, I teach him a few licks, he teach me a few licks, and then at the end of the session we'd do a bit of jamming just for fun. And we did that for about 6 months, and all of a sudden I've doubled my repertoire, doubled my language, and my teaching skills have got a lot better. So I couldn't recommend strongly enough to get together with another musician and practice. That's really, because you basically keep each other inspired. If you're working on like a duet or something like that, you think you really want to kind of get it done and get through it, whereas if you're playing by yourself, if you can't do it, the tendency can be just to give up. But it's not so much so when you're practicing with someone else, or at least that's what I found anyway. So I hope these short practice tips help you out. If they do, please give this video a like, and I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to this channel as well, and you'll get instant access to all the new videos that I post. So thank you very much for checking out this video, and I hope to see you next time.